I know my McDonald's. I know where I go.
When you're low on ideas, and let's be honest, cash, you head to McDonald's for a good meal that won't break your bank. Admittedly, the folks at McDonald's are always coming up with fresh ideas about what to put on their menu next. But the truth is that it's McDonald's locations outside of the US that have figured out how to make a menu truly amazing. It's time to circle the globe and discover 15 McDonald's menu items that you can't buy in America.
Good thing has come out of the government shutdown. A giant pile of hamburgers.
Fancy Francis.
That is a burger to die for.
Ooh la la, Fancy Francis, you say? Well, that doesn't sound like something you would find at a McDonald's. And if that's what you think, then you're only half right. Sure, the Fancy Francis isn't available at McDonald's in the United States, but it is a popular sandwich at McDonald's locations in Belgium. What exactly do you get when you order a Fancy Francis? Surprisingly, it's not a bon vivant who dresses in posh clothes and drives around in a Rolls Royce.
Ah, the Royce.
This sandwich consists of 2 beef patties, mushrooms, onion, arugula, that's right, arugula, the greens of the bourgeoisie, and get this, truffle mayonnaise. Yeah, that's right, this sandwich might still have mayo on it, but it's made with truffles. So, there you have it. The Fancy Francis more than lives up to its name. If you find yourself in Belgium anytime soon, seek one out. Just make sure it doesn't change you.
Everybody should change!
Vegetable and egg pasta.
You like broccoli?
Yes.
Pasta for breakfast? Only in our wildest dreams. At least that's probably what most of us would be thinking. After all, pasta lovers know that there's really nothing that fills you up quite like a great bowl of penne or some delicious spaghetti and meatballs. Alas, North Americans don't yet know the pleasures of pasta for breakfast.
I don't know when I've ever had a nicer breakfast.
If you really want to have pasta for breakfast, and more specifically, pasta for breakfast at McDonald's, then you'd have to take a trip to Hong Kong, where McDonald's serves up vegetable and egg pasta for breakfast. Now that would be a great way to load up on carbs before starting your day. Maybe in the future, McDonald's in the United States will introduce the idea of eating pasta for breakfast, but until then, we can only dream, or chop up a McMuffin and throw it on some linguine.
If you end the conversation, I'll get you an Egg McMuffin.
Nürnberger.
The Sausage King.
Do you know what everyone wishes they could get from McDonald's? Sausage. Okay, yes, you can get sausage patties on any number of breakfast sandwiches, but we're not talking about those, although they are delicious. We're talking about a real sausage, one that's meaty, delicious, and cylindrical.
Look at those steaming weenies.
Where else in the world would you expect McDonald's to serve something like that other than Germany? That's exactly what you get when you order the Nürnberger. What is it exactly? It's 3 delicious German sausages on a burger bun topped with spicy mustard and onions. It looks and sounds delicious, though it does raise one important question. Why would anyone think to put sausages on a burger bun? Structurally, it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense, and yet somehow the Germans managed to do it. We guess you have to chalk that up to their incredible knack for engineering.
Are you for the club? The engineering club?
Carbonara chicken.
Look at that. Carbonara!
We've already talked about having pasta for breakfast at McDonald's, but what about having a sandwich that was inspired by pasta? Whoa, did we just blow some minds out there? Well, put your brain back together and listen up, because we're about to tell you about the chicken carbonara sandwich. This amazing menu item found only at McDonald's locations in Japan is the kind of thing that would make anyone's mouth water. It may be a fast food sandwich, but its decadence is beyond compare. You get a crispy chicken patty, dipped in creamy sauce, and topped with scrambled eggs, bacon, and mozzarella cheese. Yeah, so we think it's about time that US McDonald's locations adopted this particular sandwich to their menus, because we can't all afford a trip to Japan to try one. Maybe follow it up with a spaghetti burger? Just a suggestion.
Why don't you eat some boschetti?
Bacon and potato pie.
I'm gonna bring you 9 pies to take with you.
Who said that pies only have to contain fruit filling? Sure, there were the s'mores pies available at McDonald's a few years ago, but those still fall under the category of being something to satisfy your sweet tooth. Right now, apple pies remain the most popular of the McDonald's baked desserts. But what if you could get something more savory than that? It seems like McDonald's locations in Japan figured this out already, because beyond offering the same old fruit pies we're all familiar with, they also give their customers the option of a bacon and potato pie.
I love pie.
That's right. You can get the same flaky pie crust you love, filled with mashed potatoes and bacon, which always makes everything better.
A pie for every day.
Watermelon.
Carried a watermelon
Did you know that at one point, McDonald's in Canada offered apple slices as the side with their Happy Meals? Well, that's no longer the case. Though apple slices in general are still a real thing that exists at McDonald's, people did think it was a novel idea to offer fruit as a side rather than the standard greasy, salty fries, which are oh so bad for you, but oh so delicious.
Because there's a McDonald's denial.
Well, McDonald's in Spain has also jumped on the fruit as a side bandwagon, and they are offering something that nobody thought they would ever see inside the walls of a McDonald's. Watermelon. Yes, it's true. You can get a watermelon slice, on a stick for good measure, at any McDonald's location in Spain. We're not sure if fruit on a stick is something that would catch on in United States McDonald's locations, not unless it was dipped in chocolate or was covered in sugar or something.
Just has a little too much insulin.
Belgian chocolate mousse.
Smells chocolatey, eh?
McFlurries, sundaes, cones, these are generally the most popular desserts at McDonald's in the United States. Why wouldn't they be? They are cold, creamy, and refreshing. Plus, a McFlurry can be decked out with all kinds of candy flavorings. What if you want something just a little bit more sophisticated after your quarter pounder, though?
What are we having for dessert?
Well, for something that is just a little bit richer than the average McDonald's ice cream, you'd have to travel to Russia, where instead of the typical vanilla-flavored frozen desserts, you can actually get yourself a Belgian chocolate mousse. Yes, you heard that right. Chocolate mousse at McDonald's. And it's not just served in a pudding cup either. It comes with chocolate shavings on top and everything.
That's fantastic.
Supreme Shrimp Burger.
Shrimp is the fruit of the sea.
When it comes to seafood at McDonald's, Americans are unfortunately stuck with the plain old Filet-O-Fish. This sandwich is literally no one's favorite, with its soft, square fish patty, smattering of overly sweet tartar sauce, and inexplicable cheese slice. What if there was a better option? Something that wasn't just nondescript whitefish.
Shine the fish.
Well, McDonald's Korea looked at this seafood deficit issue and said to themselves, we will be the ones to fix this. And fix it they did, with their very own shrimp burger. This sandwich features a breaded patty made out of delicious shrimp, which is then topped with a sweet and spicy sauce.
My lips feel like they bleeding.
Poutine.
Poutine.
Poo what?
McDonald's fries are amazing. This is a known fact, and one that almost everyone in the world can acknowledge without being wrong. So what if someone said that they could make McDonald's fries better? You might be thinking that would be blasphemous to even suggest such a possibility, but you would be mistaken. Americans need to look no further than their neighbor to the north to see just how to make those crispy, salty, golden McDonald's fries so much tastier. It turns out that Canadians have taken McDonald's fries and turned them into one of their most sacred and famous foodstuffs, poutine. All it takes is the addition of cheese curds and gravy.
This gravy's delicious.
Tell us that your mouth isn't watering. It sometimes seems strange that it took Canadians, specifically French Canadians, to come up with something as deliciously unhealthy as poutine, but there it is. McDonald's has fully embraced this food and sells it at all Canadian locations.
Poutine is the new fast food queen.
Georgie pie.
Resist the urge to levitate off the ground and float towards the pie.
What is it about literally any other country than the United States and their relationship with savory pies? It's like every other place seems to have cracked the code on the fact that stuffing a pie crust with meat is actually delicious. Sure, Americans have the classic chicken pot pie. That seems to be their most popular one. But what if you want some red meat? Well, McDonald's in New Zealand has you covered. Their location serves something known as Georgie pie. No, it's not a pie made from people named George. It's just your average, but delicious, meat pie, sometimes with cheese.
Pony loves your pies.
Oddly enough, this happened because McDonald's took over the locations of a restaurant that sold the pies in New Zealand, but opted to keep them on the menu. So if you're ever tired of eating beef between two buns, then book yourself a trip halfway around the world and head to New Zealand for a Georgie pie.
What kind of pie is this?
Greek Mac.
Now that's a Big Mac.
That is not a Big Mac.
The Big Mac is the signature McDonald's sandwich. No one would ever dream of making it any different from its already perfect form, would they? Sure, there have been attempts, like the Big Mac snack wrap, but even that doesn't fully capture the flavor of McDonald's flagship sandwich, the one that keeps people coming back through the door.
No more left doors around here, you hear me?
Well, McDonald's in Greece looked at the Big Mac and thought, we could make that better. It's a matter of opinion whether they succeeded or not, but what they came up with was the Greek Mac. 2 beef patties in a pita, of course, with lettuce, onion, tomato, and a yogurt-based sauce. Sure, there are plenty of Americans who will not approve of this Mediterranean twist on the classic sandwich, but we have to admit that it does sound refreshingly different.
Not so different after all.
Signature guacamole burger.
If you want the recipe, just sing, "We want guac."
Everyone loves a good bowl of guacamole. Do you know what else everyone loves? McDonald's burgers. Okay, maybe that varies from person to person, but the fact of the matter is that you probably don't want to be friends with someone if they are turning down both guacamole and McDonald's. What would be really amazing is if you could somehow combine those flavors into one delicious food item that would please just about everyone.
You'll find it quite pleasurable.
Well, while you were imagining it, McDonald's Mexico went ahead and did it with the signature guacamole burger. This burger, topped with delicious guacamole, is sure to satisfy the cravings of just about anyone. Along with the guacamole, this burger is also topped with pico de gallo, as if this thing couldn't get any better, right?
To a better life.
Sliced chips.
Where's my potato chips?
As we said earlier, McDonald's fries are just about the best thing that most of us can imagine. And yet, there are plenty of international locations that look at these delicious golden sticks and say, we can do better. You have to admire that kind of ambition. And it seems like it really does improve on perfection. That's especially true of the McDonald's sliced chips that you can get at McDonald's locations in Italy. These things, unlike the long, slender fries that we're all so used to, are actually potato slices that are seasoned and fried to perfection.
I'll take a potato chip.
They're the kind of thing that you would get if you crossbred a French fry with a potato chip. Honestly, as much as we love those delicious McDonald's fries, you have to give it up to other countries' McDonald's for switching things up and giving their customers some fresh options. Maybe McDonald's locations in the US should take note.
We need to discuss all our options.
McBeer.
1 beer.
That's all I wanted. We'll take care of you.
That's it, man.
You really thought we would make a list of McDonald's items that you can't get in the United States and we wouldn't include the legendary McBeer? What do we have to say about this McDonald's innovation that hasn't already been said? Available in many different European markets, the McBeer is exactly what it sounds like. A cool, frosty cup of beer that you can enjoy along with your quarter pounder. Sorry, Royale with cheese.
You know why they call it that?
Because of the metric system?
And fries. That might sound like it would cause a bit of culture shock, but you know that if given the chance, you would definitely get a beer at McDonald's if only to say you did it. Unfortunately, this might be something that never catches on in the United States, and that might be a good thing. After all, the US has a much more complicated relationship with alcohol than the European countries where this kind of thing is normal.
Give me a keg of beer.
Cheese croquettes.
That's a lot of cheese.
Who doesn't want more cheese with almost anything they're eating? Okay, fine. We guess it depends on what you're eating in the first place. More cheese with your brownies? No thanks. More cheese with your pizza? Bring it on. There's almost no reason that cheese can't make your day better.
You like it with a lot of cheese?
Yes.
That seems to be the exact thing that the folks at McDonald's Morocco have figured out. They serve cheese croquettes at their locations. And if that doesn't sound like a food you know about, let us explain how great these things are. They are literally just deep-fried balls of cheese. So why is it that the McDonald's locations in the United States seem to be falling behind in advancing their menu and trying new things? We might never know, so it's possible that if you want to try any of these items, you might have to plan a big trip.
Welcome aboard Flight 069.
But before you do, spend a little more time with us by checking out more of our great videos. All you need to do is tap that screen. And it's so easy to join our notification squad. Just hit that subscribe button and ring that bell if you're new to our channel.